The audience is ready, and our next speaker is also ready. Let's bring on Ameya Pradhan. He's known as the adversity champion. He's an action coach, certified business coach, and a certified executive life coach who has turned life's toughest challenges into a blueprint for human potential. He's a survivor of a double bomb blast and a brain stroke. Oh, he embodies resilience and an unbreakable mindset. Today, empowering business owners and executives to overcome mental and strategic barriers and lead with confidence. And here's a fun fact about him. Ameya's greatest achievement isn't surviving adversity, it's transforming every setback into a chance to inspire others to unlock their fullest potential. Let's welcome Ameya Pradhan.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. What if India becomes the world's largest economy, but also becomes the world's most emotionally exhausted nation? What if we build smarter cities, but weaker families? What if our artificial intelligence becomes the extraordinary intelligence that we all think about, but our human intelligence loses compassion? Namaste, everyone. I am Ameya Pradhan, an Action Coach certified business coach. When we speak about India in 2050, we usually talk about GDP, technology, infrastructure, defense, and innovation. While these are all important, but they are only the fruit. Very few people ask a more fundamental question. What kind of human beings will be living in India in 2050? Because every problem humanity struggles with today has one common origin, not in technology, not in politics, not in economics. It begins in the human mind. Greed creates corruption, hatred creates violence, fear creates conflict. Before every crisis outside us, there is a crisis within us. History has shown us this time and again. The mighty Yadava dynasty, yes, the same dynasty which had Lord Krishna, the world teacher, as its head. They were amongst the most prosperous, powerful people of their time. They had wealth, influence, military strength, and the guidance of the God himself. From the outside, they looked invincible. But success slowly became arrogance. Humility disappeared. Discipline weakened. And eventually, they turned against each other and destroyed themselves. No invading army defeated them. They collapsed from within. Whether you see this as history, mythology, or philosophy, the lesson is timeless. Civilizations are not destroyed first by external enemies. They are weakened by internal decline. And this is why my vision for India in 2050 is different. I don't dream only of an economically developed India. I dream of a spiritually evolved India, a nation where every citizen lives by timeless human values. When I researched scriptures, looked around what people have been sharing from past and present on world peace from ancient times, even as recent as today morning, I believe those values can be captured into 5 simple principles. Here, I would like to acknowledge the contribution of my spiritual teacher who made this really easy for me to understand. I come from the land of Maharashtra, the land of suns, and the land of Shivaji Maharaj. And I discovered that these 5 principles were applied by the great Maratha king to build a dynasty that outlived him. It starts with loving kindness and non-injury. When Shivaji Maharaj conquered Kalyan, the daughter-in-law of the defeated governor was presented before him as a prize of war. In those days, this was considered normal. But Shivaji Maharaj rejected it completely. He honored her as a mother and ensured she was escorted back safely with dignity and respect. That single act demonstrated that true strength is not the power to dominate. It is the power to protect, to preserve, to provide. Imagine an India where strength is measured not by how many people we can defeat, but by how many lives we can uplift. Then comes generosity and non-stealing. Maharaj never built a powerful kingdom, but while he built it for the powerful kingdom, he never treated as his personal property. The wealth collected belonged to the people. His officers were expected to account for every resource. He believed that a ruler is a trustee, not an owner. Imagine if every business leader, every politician, and every public servant adopted this one belief. Then comes honesty. Not merely speaking the truth, but seeing reality clearly and expressing it with courage. Every great civilization is built on one visible foundation. It's trust. Trust in its leaders, in its institutions, in one another. Shivaji Maharaj understood this better than most. After he was, put behind bars by Aurangzeb, despite the commitment, and he was humiliated by him, at that moment Shivaji Maharaj had made a choice. He did not allow another man's dishonesty to define his own character. He chose otherwise. With extraordinary courage and brilliance, he escaped from Agra, but he never allowed betrayal to become an excuse for abandoning his own values. This is the deeper meaning of honesty. Our integrity should never depend on someone else's behavior. Because when our word becomes trustworthy, trust becomes our greatest currency. And trust is the foundation upon which great nations are built. The fourth principle is where we find the mantra for success: constancy of aim and effort. As a young boy of 16 at Raireshwar, Shivaji Maharaj took an oath to establish Swarajya. To most people, it sounded impossible. He faced defeats, he lost forts, he lost trusted companions. He was surrounded by enemies far more powerful than him. Yet, he never abandoned the great vision. Because nations are not built by occasional bursts of brilliance. They are built by ordinary people who remain committed to an extraordinary purpose. And finally, moderation and non excessiveness. Despite becoming the Chhatrapati, Maharaj never allowed luxury to become his purpose. He understood that greatest victory is not over any other kingdom, it's over one's own desires. Because a person who cannot control himself can never truly lead others. Friends, these five principles are not ancient ideals, they are future technologies for human consciousness. Loving kindness, generosity, honesty, constancy, and moderation. Imagine if these values become a part of our schools, our homes, our businesses, and our leadership. Then by 2050, India will offer the world something far greater than economic power. It will offer moral leadership. The world is already ready with a lot of powerful nations, right? What it desperately needs is a nation that reminds humanity how to live. So when someone asks me, what do you see for India in 2050? My answer is simple: a nation where prosperity is guided by compassion, where success is grounded in integrity, where leadership is measured by service. Because the greatest contribution India can make to the world is not just a stronger economy, it's stronger human beings. And when we build stronger human beings, we don't just transform India, we transform humanity. Jai Hind and thank you.